Hey everyone, this is Nick with Us versus Herd. If this is your first time here, please hit that subscribe button. If you're already a subscriber, thank you so much for watching. The community, the Us versus Herd community is growing stronger every day. We actually have a free options trading group. We had the link below in the description. If you've already a member, great. If not, hit that link in the description, join our community. We're trying to bring the Us versus Herd community together. So we'd really appreciate if you guys joined us. I think it's beneficial for everyone. And we're going to get right into it. Today I'm going to be talking about tastyworks, get some tips. This video is more for people on the beginner level or people that haven't even used tastyworks before. And I use tastyworks. I trade options on tastyworks. I trade options on thinkorswim. I do occasionally do Robinhood as well. But tastyworks right now is my favorite platform for trading options. It's really easy to use. It's fast. We're gonna go through some things here on some of the things it does well. Just some general tips for you. It is a lot different than any other platform. It does have some similarities to thinkorswim, which makes sense. But we're gonna get right into it here. As you can see here, I have the tastyworks platform already open. The market is live right now, and what's the easiest thing right here, what I love, is that you could just put the ticker in and it changes it through the whole platform. So whether you're looking at Twitter, or let's say you're looking at Amazon, it automatically will then adjust your trade grid to everything. Like sometimes everything on other platforms, not everything is tied together like this, especially on thinkorswim, unless, I mean, you can tie it together, but if you don't have the charts and the options chain tied, it won't go across the board like that. So definitely really like that. You can go back to Twitter. Also, I really like that you can click on these names, and it also just generates the right up here. It changes the ticker for you as soon as you click on the names, and it also puts you out here the recent symbols. So that's really nice, really easy to flow through. So if you're on certain pages, you can definitely get to where you want to go. So if you don't want to be on the BABA chain, you can just click on NVIDIA or any of the other ones that you recently opened. So that's really nice. Also, nice thing here, IV rank. No other platform does this. Displays the IV rank right here, right next to the ticker, and that's very helpful when you're selling options, or actually when you're doing any option trade, whether you're buying options or selling options. The IV rank is very helpful to know if it's inflated or not inflated, and see where that rank is. Will definitely help your profitability in making that right trade there. One of the things that also sets them apart, which is great, we have the table format here, which they didn't have at first, but they have here, and then they have the curve display. One of the best things here that I love about the table format is no other platform does this. I mean, not this clean. I mean, you can do it on thinkorswim, but it's not as easy. You have to like right click and then select a position, automatically selects it for you, but it automatically puts the strategy in here. So let's say I want to do a short call spread on NVIDIA. All I have to do is click on go. If you want to change that to puts, just click on call. You can switch puts here. If you want to go long, you can go long. Just easy as that, and you can click short call and hit go, and it'll automatically adjust it for that. The thing is, no other platform does this though, is they don't let you drag the legs and move it across. So if you don't like where these legs are positioned, normally you have to like clear it and start over. But on tastyworks, you can actually just drag and drop it to wherever you want, and we can kind of go through that. But one thing, let's go back to this call spread here. One thing that it does display nicely here is the max profit. It'll show your max profit here and max loss, so you can see how much you're gonna make, or how much risk you're exposed to if this trade goes against you. Other platforms do this. Robinhood doesn't display max loss. It does tell you what your max profit is, because the max profit is the credit you're going to receive. But it doesn't, on Robinhood, it doesn't say max loss. But on tastyworks, you can easily see how much you can possibly make on this spread, how much risk you're exposed to right here. But the other thing is that what they do different here, the POP, it stands for probability of profit. So what are the odds that you're going to make a profit on this? And then P50 is the probability of profit. What's the probability that you're going to make 50%? So this spread right here is a 56% probability, and then you have a 43% probability that you'll make 50% profits. That's definitely very helpful. Also displays your delta and theta numbers here as well, instead of in the columns here. So definitely think that has one of the best things about this platform is the trade info right here. Easily you can see everything, and easily you can sorry, that's my dog. He's Hope he's okay. Anyways, the other thing is that's really nice about this. I mean, obviously they have the plus or minus $4.06 here. So what that means is in the next, let's say 3 days, for this expiration, NVIDIA is expected to move plus or minus $4. What they also display here, let me clean this up here for you. What they also display here is this orange bar, and that is the same plus or minus bar. So plus or minus $4 from this. So this is where the expected move is. So definitely it might impact your decision making when putting a trade on right here. So you may not automatically want to put a trade on, like you may not want to buy, let's say these 257.50s for 80 cents because it's outside the expected move here. You know, you're still within one standard deviation, and that's the other thing. They just put those standard deviations in here. So this first line, this first blue line here is the one standard deviation move, and then the second line here is a second standard deviation move right here. So they made it really, really nice and easy for you to see the whole thing, so you can make on one glance, unlike any other platform that I've ever used. You can, off of one glance, you can get all this information. And then also a little added feature, let's put that call spread back on. A little added bonus, they have this red and this green bar here. The red bar, so if I were to, they're saying if I were to put this spread on, this red bar means where I lose money, and this green bar shows where I make money. And when I say make money, it's when upon expiration, if even if you're up 1 cent, that's how it calculates it. But you can see, okay, I need this below 250. You know, for the more advanced traders, we don't really need this, but for a beginner level, I think it's definitely very helpful to see, okay, above 255 here, I'm in trouble, or that's about actually 253, 254. Below 250, I'm making money, and that's really helpful, especially when, let's say, when you're buying options. So let's say I wanted to buy this option, and let's say you wanted to do a strangle, you wanted to buy something here. If I were to buy this right here, it's saying I needed to be at least 260 to make money on the call side, or at least 247.50 on the put side. And if that's not going to happen in 3 days, I may not want to put this trade on. And then what I like about the tastyworks platform here is they do a lot of the math for you. Yes, you can do this math, but on the fly, like let's say things are moving fast, you want to put a position on. As you know, option prices change really quickly. If you want to put a position on quickly, you can easily say, hey, this is where I'm going to make money, this is where I'm going to lose money. So I definitely love that feature about this platform, unlike other ones. And also it helps, visualize like an iron condor. Let's say I wanted to do a one standard deviation iron condor. I can just put it on. Look how easy that was to put on like that. You can just click on the bid and then click on the ask to buy. So bid to sell, ask to buy. Same for the call legs here. But in here, it'll show you right here where your green zone is and where the red zone is, where you start losing money on that trade upon expiration. So, and also I just did it, but just to point out, you can easily just select from here what you want to buy on, and put legs on. It doesn't actually go to order like Thinkorswim. If I hit ask here, it'll actually start putting the order together, and I can't add more legs. But on this, I can actually add more right now. So I actually don't want to do a debit spread. I would want to do a credit spread down here. So I just click on the bid and I click on the ask, and it automatically populates these legs for you. And then you can obviously you can do it here, you can change it here, but I find it way more easier just to move it this way, the way that I want it to go, depending on how I want the trade to play out or what the risk is. If I was going to do this trade here, see down here now, your probability of profit is 75% and your probability of 50% is 60%. However, you are only getting 40% credit for a $200 max loss. So this is not an ideal setup. It's just for example purposes. In the activity, you'll start to see here. Actually, before we get into that, I want to kind of show the curve. The curve is pretty much the same thing, but for newer traders, definitely helpful. Oops. For newer traders, definitely helpful. What you can do here. Oh, getting a little out of control here. We'll put on take off the analysis tab. We won't get in the analysis tab. We'll maybe do another video of active and analysis later. But just want to show you here kind of what this looks like For newer traders, it might be easier just drag and drop and visualize this way than the trade grid. It's the same exact thing. It'll tell you where in the red zone where you make money. I mean, where you lose money. In the green zone where you make money. And then you can drag and drop these, and you can change expiration. So if you want more time, you add more time down here. If you want less time, you go less time here. And you can see the credit changes, and then you can easily drag and drop these anywhere that you want. So this is a credit spread. You can see, okay, how much you're going to get there, and you can move this and everything adjusts. I won't spend too much time on here because I just went over the table grid, which is pretty much the same thing in terms of the orders to display out, but different layout. Definitely easy. And it's here, same blue lines, standard deviations, blue lines here, same orange bar for expected move, and then you have your right here in this this ticker here, this marker actually, you'll see 17 days out, and then how much these are going for. 18 cents. This is going for $1.31. So it's a little bit different, but pretty much the same thing. For this layout, you most likely, I find it hard to use, like, you know, if I were to select from here, you most likely want to hit from the strategy tab here. Now, getting to the activity, I think the activity thing is one of the best features on here, because you can kind of look back, you know, this was just some orders that I did today, but let's say I want to go last 7 days, and then I only want to look up, let's say I only want to look up Tesla. Very easy to use here. You can see all the orders that you put in for a certain stock, or you can go back, you know, 60 days or a custom amount if there's a date range that you want to do here. But for now, I just did 7 days for that. So definitely that's a great feature. Their watch list, that's not so easy to get to. I mean, yes, they have their watch list, but if you wanted to make your own watch list, you have to click on the settings tab and go to watch list. Oops. Go to watch list and create a new name from this tab. From this here, you want to go to. Sorry, I just want to reset that for you because I was playing around with it. Add a new watch list here. We'll just do UVH, us versus herd. And then you want to add let's make a list here. Put Amazon on it, and then we'll put on let's put on some other ones. Oops. Add Amazon on the UVH list. Watch list was created successfully. And then you have to go to Google. Add Google to the watch list. So I don't necessarily really like this flow here for the watch list, but if you go here, you'll now see it's at the bottom too. They should put it at the top, but you'll see your watch list here, and it's Amazon and Google. But I do like in your watch list, you can easily move from your own watch list to positions to notable stocks, which is kind of cool, which I prefer to look here, and it shows you liquidity. So like a 4-star would be the most liquid, 1-star being the least liquid of it, and you can kind of see, you know, you definitely want to trade more liquid options if you're trading options on these stocks here. And in their notable stocks, they have mostly liquid one. They got some 2-stars down here. Here's a 1-star. But what I like about this here is you can easily separate this. So this is alphabetical. I like to do IB rank, mainly because you can see, hey, what's the highest IB rank on this notable stock here? If you're looking to sell a premium, that's definitely a quick way to do that. Other platforms like Thinkorswim, you have to set up scanners and different things like that, which you can do, but it requires more legwork. These guys, they just throw it right in here, and you can change that. You know, you can see high options volume, see what's going on here. Separate the IB rank. You know, I find that not separating it by price and stuff like that doesn't really matter to me that much. Mostly IB rank, and then separating it by symbol if I'm looking for something in particular. But if I'm looking for something in particular, I most likely just type it in. Like if I'm typing in right here, and I'll research it from here and see what the IB rank is instead of going through here. So I mostly use this to look at Notable stocks, just get some trade ideas, go through the Ivy rank, and they really did a great job on this. For the charting, now their charting is probably one of the worst things about the platform. You can't have multiple charts open. You can just have one. So I use Thinkorswim to have multiple charts open, so I can look at more than one stock at a time. They said before that charting is not really. They more concentrate on price rather than where the stock is in terms of the chart for the day. I'm not sure. We don't really trade like that here. We definitely like to use the chart, especially day trading. Like looking at Apple here. This is a very nice day trade chart. This is a 15-minute chart. Is the one I prefer. But you could see that if you had multiple charts open, you could easily day trade this, but they don't have that here. The one thing is they do have a decent amount of indicators here. If you do, the one that I like to use here is SMA. You can just go to indicator, add selected, and we'll go to your SMA here. You can adjust it as you like here, and then it will change if I change this to let's go to 1 month and change it to daily. Oops, yeah. So you can kind of see how extended it is on SMA. So, it's very easy to use for the indicators and what you want to set it up for. Not so good if you're looking to day trade these charts. You could really only look at one stock at a time. So I definitely recommend using another platform if you have access to that. Let's go to actually the 2-day. So, that's really it. So there's not like a whole lot you can do with this. I mean, I kind of showed you the main things, and really you can actually customize this as well. The one thing that I do like about the positions page is it does show you your PL on the day. It does show you your realized gain, so that's really nice, and it will show you kind of a red bar if you're at max loss or not max loss, which I don't find very important, but it is nice to visualize. Are you beyond your max loss? Are you making money on it? Like this one. What I don't like on Thinkorswim, you can actually group these things. What I don't like is I have multiple positions in here. I have a vertical spread. I have a couple calls. These were like a pre-earnings thing that are worthless now that we're just kind of holding on till the next 31 days. We also have some calls in here in the 40s. So it kind of lumps all that together into your P&L, which isn't really great because this $100 loss here is lumped in with these positions. Like, I don't care about this position one bit, and I'd like to, like on Thinkorswim, I section some of this stuff off and so I can concentrate what I'm looking at. But on here you can't do that. But the one thing is on here, on like any other platform, you can just select the legs on here. I could right click and I can set a profit target to close these out at. And let's say if I want 50% and you want to go down to 35, I'll just set it for 50. And I could say, hey, I want to close this full thing out at 50%. It'll put a GTC, which stands for good to canceled for you. You can switch from curve to back to table. So you can kind of see that. And I can just put this order in right now to take 50% profits, just like that. Really simple, really easy to use. And if you don't like that, you can just right click on it and hit cancel. So I really love that about this platform. Unlike other platforms, you kind of have to jump through a few hoops to do that. On here, you don't have to do anything. In other ones, I mean, it's not that hard. I can look in here to see today. I received a 58-cent credit. So, they gave me 29 cents. 29 cents was the 50% target. So you could do that math yourself. On other platforms, it's not hard. It's not hard to calculate 50%, not hard to calculate 40%. But on here, it just makes it really easy. Just right click, hey, close out at a profit target, 50%. And then it's also, unlike other platforms, makes it easy to roll. So if I'm going to roll this position, I could see, hey, where can I roll this for a credit? Or where can I get some money for it? Because you don't want to roll it as a debit typically like this. You don't want to roll it here. If I want to roll it, I want to roll it for a credit. It looks like I can get a 6-cent credit here, a 3-cent credit here, and That's really nice about this platform, unlike other ones. So those are just some tips. This is very beginner level. Like I said, if this is your first time joining us, hit the subscribe button. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. Definitely would love to hear your thoughts on this. Are you using tastyworks? Do you love it? Do you prefer another platform? Let us know. Thanks. And if this video was of value to you, hit that like button on that video. Thanks a lot.